look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you.
Hello horse friends, and welcome back to The Imperfect Question. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and join us on our journey. We're right in the middle of a heat wave here in the UK, so today I thought we'd have a look at some of the things we can do to help us keep our horses cool. It can be very useful to get up very early in the morning to perform any tasks that you have to do, or even to exercise your horse. It's much cooler before the main heat of the day gets going. This morning I've just got 2 tasks, and the first one is to pick up all the poop. Now that I've got a barrow full, let's go empty it. We take all our manure and distribute it along the hedgeway so it can degrade naturally. My second task of the day is to locate all the ragwort which has started popping up around the farm and dig it up and get rid of it. I'm really glad I'm not trying to do all this work in the main heat of the day. It'd be far too much for me. Later in the day, when the sun is much higher, the heat really starts to hit. It's really important to provide shaded places for horses to rest in hot weather. We have 2 here. We have the barn, which has access to lots of water and hay. It's lovely and shady, and you can see they've been using it from all the poop. And we have the shelter in the lower field. It's just tall enough for the horses to get inside. We also make sure they get access to natural shade, like the trees and hedges around the farm. One really fun thing we can do to help keep our horses cool is freeze some carrots. I've got some whole carrots here, and also some chopped carrots. Let's take them some now. So let's call them up and see if they enjoy a frozen carrot treat. You don't have to worry about them being too hard, because as soon as you get them out in the heat they start to defrost straight away, but they're very, very cold, which will help cool them down. They've heard me. Do you want a frozen carrot? Oh, nice and chilly and cold. Like an ice lolly. Is it? Do you want some too? Good girl. It definitely looks like the frozen carrots are a winner here. Well, I think they're a success. They enjoyed them. Salt is very important to horses all year round, but especially when it's hot weather, and especially if you are going to be exercising them in the morning and the evening. As they're sweating, they're losing their natural salts, so they do need to replenish it. And the other good thing about them licking the salt is that it will actually increase thirst and help keep them hydrated. I've got a large block of Himalayan salt that they can help themselves anytime they want. I'm going to hang it up now in the barn so they can carry on doing that. I've just popped it in a nice, easy to reach location. Because we're only on a small parcel of land and it's very hot weather, we've very limited grazing at the moment for the horses. So I'm having to top up their daily amount of food with some hay. Now, it's also really important in hot weather for horses to keep hydrated. So one way I can help them stay hydrated is to soak my hay for a couple of hours before I hang it up for them. So let's go hang it up for them now. extra water in the hay is really going to help them cool down and get more liquids into their body. And I'm sure they're really going to enjoy it. It's a lovely cool treat. JJ and Comanche both come in to take a look around. You can see that JJ is interested, and what she's actually doing is kind of sucking some of the water off before she chews it. She's a funny girl. Now she's going to take a look at the salt lick. JJ is always a huge fan of salt licks, and they go down quite quickly when she's around. It's very clear just how much she's enjoying it, bless her. Now it's Comanche's turn to have a try. He's not usually that keen, but he seems to like this one. Although I think it's left a bit of a funny taste on his tongue. He says, "I much prefer the hay, thank you very much." I'm glad to see they're getting a lot of liquid in them through these methods whilst it's so hot. Yes, they both look quite content in the shade with their watery hay and their salt to lick. They look like very happy ponies. There's one more thing that we can do to help our horses stay hydrated in the summertime. If you're someone that feeds your horses in the summertime, then we can add a little bit of water to their feed so that it helps to rehydrate them as they're eating. So I've got the feed here. Get a little bit of water and literally just add a little bit to the mix. So as they're going through, they're going to be taking on that extra water. If you feed a feed that already has water in, as in you're soaking a mix or something like that, then perhaps just add a little bit of water than you normally would, so it's a bit sloshy, and it just helps keep them really hydrated. Of course, the ultimate way to make sure that your horses are hydrated is to make sure that there are plenty of drinking stations around on the yard and in the fields. And also when it's really hot, you can obviously take them into a yard and hose them down for a little bit. It's an excellent way for cooling them off. Later in the evening is an ideal time to finish off any chores you have, and also another opportunity to exercise your horses and ponies. It's definitely much cooler at this time of day. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to join us again next time. I hope you learned a few tips today that you can try out for yourselves. We'll see you again next time. Bye.